We do need to change the narrative. Because the cultural canon that we've just become very used to is quite shocking. I'm Joanna Dudley and I'm here presenting We Will Slam You With Our Wings, which is a 7-screen video installation. Each screen is a portrait, and it's very much drawing on these imperialistic portraits of men that we see everywhere. And instead of men, we see a girl aged between 8 and 16 years old. I started We Will Slam You With Our Wings by listening to certain opera arias. We're used to going to an opera and just seeing women being killed, women killing themselves, jumping off buildings, throwing themselves into fire. I mean, it's just astoundingly bad. And I just found this sort of artifice really fascinating. And then I thought, okay, how could we repeat this in a way where we can look at it with different eyes? And that's when I thought it would be interesting to bring in young girls and for them to start playing with this material. Here we worked with, I think it was 16 local girls. The workshops usually split into 2 different kind of activities. One is that we'll often create a performance for the opening, or it's like a happening for the opening of the installation. And the other one, it's more internal in a way. We'll work with portraiture. And of course our reference imperialistic and the colonial portraiture of men, but they'll create their own portraits of themselves. We talked about why these stories are told in this way and why we've got these sort of patriarchal stories that just keep being retold. I think they found them quite funny, and that's actually an element in this piece that I think was it needed to be there. There does need to be humour. We work a lot with how do we find our sense of power? If we have a stance of power, what would be your stance of power? If you have to carry an object to show that you have knowledge or you have wealth, what would that object be? And how would you stand with that object to show that you have complete authority and complete power? We'd also work with movement. So the kind of movements where it would be like if you had to move in a very powerful way, so one side of the room to the other, what would this movement be? What would this powerful movement be? You're giving a girl space to express herself, and that's in a really wild, angry, animalistic, powerful way, as well as in a really beautiful and touching way, and just to give them the space to be able to do that and to celebrate that time. We're showing them as sort of taking over the world and giving us hope.